Hello, friends and family. Quick one. Entity attachment is real. When someone said that they were attached with an entity, this entity can be identified also as an energy. It can also be identified as parasite being attached to someone. It can also be identified as sickness. It can also be identified as addict. It can also be identified as um, something that occurs in the family, whether to the men or to the women, to the children. Now, if maybe your ancestors made a contract with an entity, and this entity is attached to their girls' children or their boys' children, or all their children, that is always a pattern. When you know the pattern, you can conquer it, because if you identify the pattern, you will know how to handle it. Or this entity was attached to you, maybe where you go in a place of worship, or maybe you go to a shrine and it was attached to you, or better still, you had a contract with somebody and it was attached to you, or during making out, this entity was attached to you, or a friend of yours attached this entity to you, or even your spouse attaching it to you. Now, that is how this entity can be attached. And when they say that they are swabbing from someone, or they are taking, that is, as in, siphoning someone's energy, some of them is entity being attached to that person. This entity can be sickness, because they have to give you work that will distract you from the real work. That is how this entity work. Most of these people you see that have heart failure, a kidney infection, STD that is uncurable, HIV, this one, that one, most of them is energy. Most of them is entity attachment. Those ones is even bad. That is, maybe those ones can even attach through SES. You just put it there, and it will become a parasite that will be eating your life source, while them will be gaining whatever they have in mind by putting it. And the worst one is that the people that they are attached hatred, attached uh, um, near success syndrome, or the hatred one is even the worst. That one can enter anybody. It can enter your mother, your uncle, your brother, your sister, your children, your husband, your wife, to torment you, your fiance, your best friend, to torment you. Once you know that you've established a relationship, that entity will just enter that person so that it go just pain you. As e dey pain you, that is how the entity is feeding. So if you work on your energy, you will be able to identify when that energy want to feed. Don't give them space to feed. Starve that entity. If you starve that entity for a very long time, you will go back to the person that sent the entity. Go back to him or her to go and feed from there. And moreover, some of them is a spell. That's how they cast it. If the ones that they cast sickness, you will see that that sickness will be inside that person and be eating the person. Most especially those of the divine feminine energy, those ones that their womb carries grace, those ones that their womb carries wealth. You see them attaching them with infection, attaching them with fibroid, attaching them with so many things that you can't even. That is a way of siphoning their energy from there, sucking out their life source to that entity. So you see, once you notice it, that is what it is, that energy you will conquer. And the worst one is the one that will enter family to come and torment you. You know that one can be very disguising. It is that your family members, it is that your friend, it is that person that they enter, that is the person you'll be seen as your enemy. Anywhere you go, they will tell you the person. That is why anybody that do checking for you and tell you that this so person is attacking you, please try asking why. Okay, because most of them are not even demon. These ones are fly monkeys that hope from one place. That those energy are shape shifted. They shift from one person to another. They can shift into a woman. They can shift into a man. They can enter people. Especially if you're in a low vibration energy, they can enter you and use you to torment someone. And you won't know. You will think you're doing the right thing until the person will just go somewhere and they say it's you that is the problem, and the person will just for nothing. And if you didn't take care of it, you just be taking everybody out till only you will remain in this world. The best thing is to identify that energy, identify that entity. Once you identify this entity, now you can now know the way this entity comes so that you can now checkmate this entity. That is in a very stubborn way. But if you want to send this entity packing immediately, then you have to work on yourself and renounce the entity. The one that is married to you, divorce the entity. Most of the spiritual husband you're seeing, they are not always spiritual. It is somebody that attached that thing to marry you. It's not all of them are not spiritual husband from the one that Obanje people have. No, some of them is being cosmodo from somewhere to attach to that person, just to be harvesting every when you get to so place, so time they will harvest. And the people the one that have shape shifting that hope from where one person to another to torment you, that one you will think you are going for solution to maybe one priest or one native doctor or one pastor somewhere, not knowing that the pastor too or the priest or native doctor is attached to that entity. Now the person will now come and take over and remove the K leg and give you bow leg, so that you will identify that entity. And sometimes the entity smells. Anybody carrying the entity to come and meet you, if you see, once the person come, you perceive it. Sometimes you will see it in their eyes. Sometimes you see it in the way they are walking, their movement. See, I don't know, but maybe because of how far I've gone in spirituality, but I'm telling you nothing but the truth. Even when I'm not that spiritual as in strong. Okay, when I think it's when now that I'm awoken that I have to start identifying them. All this while I was like, whoa, I wish I know them, but it's okay. Okay, now I'm telling you, so you should know when not to feed that entity. If the entity come with quarrel, just leave am. You go just go. It will not distract you for that day. It will not take your blessing for that day. If that entity comes with call, your spirit will tell you. If you are in a high vibration energy, you will know. Yes, don't pick this call. This call is going to mess up your day if you pick it. Only hello is okay. You will not even hear the person's voice, but your day is just messed up. They've taken everything that has to do with your day, or that has to do with your month, or that has to do with your season, or that has to do with your years at that moment. So everybody be wise and try to stop that energy or that entity that comes to disturb you. Anybody that put entity in you or that sent entity in your way, you will be able to identify them and rebuke that entity. You have the power to do so. If you work with the universe, if you work with the gods and goddess of the universe, if you work with the divine creator, you have the power, because every of the entity bound to divine creator. You cannot be the daughter or the child, the son of Ngunnewa, and you will not tell me that all the gods and goddess does not bow to her. I love you. Just know that you're safe, secured, and the universe will continue to protect you. Your ancestors is going to protect you. Your gods and your goddess, your archangels, your spirit team, your soul tribe, They will also continue to protect you in the name of God and Goddess of the universe. Say, 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 say.